I thought I'd show a video on how to do a leak down test. This is the Subaru motor. We've already done a leak down test. I did not record it. This is before I started doing videos. I thought I'd go ahead and do it. I know there's a known problem on here, so let's go in to do this on. It's on an engine stand. If you notice, I've got the cams out, so this makes this real easy. But when you do this, you need to have the cylinder you're doing it on, all the valves need to be shut. So on the compression stroke, top dead center, easiest way to do that is, I don't have it here to show you, but there's a compression whistle. I'll try to get a picture of it. I made one for at home, but we've got some around here too, and it just threads into here where this hose is. But there's a whistle on the end. And in the car, when you turn the engine over, which is what we did here, it'll whistle when it comes out with compression stroke, so you know you're on the right compression stroke. Additionally, we have a Borescope, so I just stuck the Borescope in there and made sure, because it's got 4 valves per cylinder, so I want to make sure everything was shut. And obviously that's where I found the problem, but so we're going to find the problem this way. We went ahead and did it, and it failed on this cylinder. This cylinder had low compression, this one here, and that's the one we were after to try to find the problem. This is the leak down tester. Hook it to air pressure. Hook this to your cylinder, it'll be an adapter. I'm already on top dead center, but the valves are closed, so I can go ahead and do this. So you just apply 90 psi of pressure. And the other gauge should be within 10%. If you notice, it's not even getting anywhere near it. So it's got quite a bit of leak down. So if I put my hand under here, I have air coming out of the exhaust. This is the issue. Let me get this microphone a little closer. You guys can hear the air right there. I'm putting the microphone next to the exhaust. I don't hear anything up here. If you're hearing it out the dipstick tube or valve cover or crankcase area, you'd have a ring problem. Go ahead and shut that off. If you're hearing it out if you had air coming out of the crankcase, that would obviously be a ring problem. If you had air coming out of the exhaust, which we did, that's an exhaust valve problem, which is what it actually is. If you watch the Subaru video, you'll see that, and I might include this video in the Subaru video. Obviously a little harder to tell. You have to listen to the exhaust to catch that. If it's coming out of the intake, it's an intake valve problem. You know, if it was coming across to the other spark plug hole, that's obviously a gasket problem, head gasket. If it's coming out of the coolant, bubbling up out of the coolant bottle, or radiator, whatever you got in your car, when you're doing this, it's a head gasket blown into the coolant passage. So hopefully that'll help. Pretty easy tool. I'm assuming you could probably rent these, but you can buy them pretty inexpensive. Nice tool to have. Obviously you want a compression tester first to find a cylinder with low compression. Then you do this to see if it's something that you need to take apart and look at a little further. All right, we're gonna use this Borescope to take a look down at that cylinder right here that we have. It's failed. It failed the leak down test. See if I can actually see the problem. Yep, right there. I don't know. don't know if you guys can catch that. It's right there, it's the valve. That's how we diagnose the problem.